Scene 457, Apple Prime, take 30. Marker.
Action. This week.
Cut.
Marker.
Action.
This week on.
Mark.
This week on. Okay.
Action.
This week on Cooney Rocksaurs.
Action.
This week on Cinemaphiles, Cooney films me in my living room. What am I supposed to say?
Say you're watching Cinemaphiles.
You're watching Cinemaphiles.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, let's just start off with simple questions, okay? What's your name? And
My name is Matthew West.
Can you just wear
I hate this.
I like that though.
My name is Matt West. I was a student at VCU. I was in the film department for 3 years. I came there after I went to community college. Gave up computer science to make movies.
Did that blow down?
It was overall, it was a good experience. It was, really enjoyed working with some of the people on it. Got to shoot it on film, which I hadn't done anything on film before, really. Got to light big, crazy sets or locations that were awesome looking.
Beer, Chocolate, and You. It was written to be two people that get into a car accident. They find themselves in a sort of limbo, and individually they're each given a choice to choose between their lover or their vice. For the girl, their vice was chocolate, and for the guy, his vice was beer. And then the film ends finding out the decisions that each one makes. Hi, my name's Charles Bevan. I help do sound on the Beer, Chocolate, and You. The producer for the show needs a couple more tidbits of information, so that's why I'm being asked to give you facts. I should say that again, shouldn't I?
No, you're good.
Okay. Beer, Chocolate, and You was produced by a local independent nonprofit production company. They had a screenwriting contest called the River City Write-Off. As a couple scripts that came in, they picked the best one that they like and then decided to produce it.
You know, typically you win a screenwriting competition and you get some prize money, and they give the script to agents, which, you know, it gets read and passed on, which is what happens. So we wanted to do something that would actually help the writer's career, and that was give them a produced film that they would have their writing credit on. So that's where the idea came from, and it went really well for a first-year short competition. We got scripts from all over the United States, Canada, the Czech Republic, and it was actually did a lot better than I expected, compared to other things I've worked on.
Beer, Chocolate, and You, I believe, is about 5 days of shooting. We filmed in a bunch of different Richmond locations: the Bird Theater, Couscous before it opened, New York Deli before it reopened, and a location out in Goochland, and also the Bird Theater. Did I say the Bird Theater twice? I don't remember. Let me start again.
That would be funny as hell. Imagine, like, she's riding the thing. He's looking at it going, I don't know. Yeah.
The script didn't really change a lot because it won a script writing contest. So normally you get a script and read it and say, you know, this story is good, it's got good points or whatever, but some of it might not translate visually. I just felt when I read the script initially that it read kind of like a play. It needed to be much more, I don't know, you watch films, well, I guess you watch plays too, that's a bad point. But yeah, it just needed like pictures to go with it, because it was originally written as the guy and the girl in purgatory in this empty room with this like almighty voice talking to them, and that's nothing to look at really. That's a dude standing in a room. It's a play. Plays suck.
Who were some of the key people you worked with on that film, and how did you like working with them?
You want me to talk about Mark, but I don't want to talk about Mark.
Oh, Mark. And,
How are we gonna get this to the hydraulics place in time? How are we going to do it?
Mark, there's no time. We must go.
We must make the time. We must go. I'm so hungry. I cut my finger
Food on the way.
really badly.
We'll get food to go.
I'm Mark Mervis. I'm a director of photography. I shoot mostly a lot of made-for-TV movies, some independent films, a lot of commercials, things like that. A director of photography is basically the liaison between the director's vision and getting that onto a piece of film or digital media, bridging that gap between the technical and the artistic as far as just getting it onto film so that it can be shown again and people can see it. That's like I think the most broad definition.
Mark, the DP, that was really fun working with him. I say a lot. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I learned a lot of stuff. He's done bigger things than I've done and done it longer, so it was a learning experience to see, like, when you're trying to do a certain amount of stuff in a certain amount of time in this one location, and the difference that shooting a 16 makes, as far as you can't just like run and gun as much and get this and put up a bounce card and get, you know, what you want. You have to like take time and light it, and all of that was a big learning experience and was really cool. He brought a lot of good ideas to it as far as some of the look and stuff, mostly those warbly lights.
I don't know, the experience of shooting Beer Chocolate or You was actually very good. I had a really pleasant time because it was a creative type of, everybody was involved, you know what I mean? Everybody's participation was valued and everybody was sort of creatively on point on that production, where a lot of times you get people who are like burnt out and over it and couldn't care less. Everybody in this was like literally giving it the old college try, or, you know, I got a barn, I got a camera, let's put on a show, you know, and it was that kind of vibe. You know, me, you know, I'm very kind of, I get to, it's easy to become very jaded working on made-for-television films or schlocky indie films and things like that. Some, you know, not all the films I work on are that way, but I mean, a lot of them easily fall into that type of film. And so you become beaten down. You sort of lose your enthusiasm. You sort of lose your excitement for the potential of the media, because it's so many corners. You're you know, sort of met up against people who aren't really interested in creatively doing something. They're interested in just getting it, you know, done, you know, on time and on budget, and if it looks good, so be it. But if it looked just okay, that's fine too, you know. So working with the students from VCU, those people have such a awe and sort of wonder at the potential that exists in film, and that was sort of you know, bouncing that kind of sensibility off of them kind of excited me. You know what I mean? And sort of brought me, you know, a lot more energy and excitement and joy in the making of the project than I'm used to having when it's all, you know, professional crew and things like that. So that regard was really good. So it was a very pleasant experience. It was very creative.